Good evening. Buckle up, America, because tonight we're diving into a legal roller coaster that makes law and order look like a bedtime story. We're tackling the million-dollar question that's been breaking the internet and probably your family group chat. Can Donald Trump be arrested? Remember when we thought 2020 was wild? Well, hold on to your gavels, folks, because the legal battles surrounding our former president have turned into the most dramatic series since Breaking Bad. Except this one's playing out in real courtrooms across America. Let's break down these cases faster than a lawyer can say objection. And trust me, each one is spicier than your favorite true crime podcast. Picture this. May 2024, Manhattan. The scene: a courtroom packed tighter than Times Square on New Year's Eve. The charge: 34 felony counts that sound like they're straight out of a Netflix documentary. Let's break it down. The plot: $130,000 payment to adult film star Stormy Daniels. The charge: falsifying business records. Sounds boring, but wait for it. The twist: first president-elect ever to take office with a criminal conviction. The shocker: gets off without even a slap on the wrist, no fine, no jail, nada. Legal experts called it everything from historical precedent to the most expensive receipt dispute in history. Talk about drama. Just when you thought politics couldn't get more intense than your family's Thanksgiving dinner, enter the federal election case. This one's got more layers than a wedding cake. Key players: Special Counsel Jack Smith, think Batman, but with legal briefs. The Supreme Court, playing the role of ultimate plot twisters. A cast of thousands of January 6th participants. The bombshell: July 2023, the Supreme Court drops a twist bigger than any season finale. Presidents get immunity for official acts. Talk about a plot armor upgrade. Y'all thought Southern drama was just for reality TV? The Georgia case proves that reality beats fiction every time. We're talking RICO charges, yes, like in The Sopranos. Phone calls juicier than a Georgia peach. More plot twists than a country music song. Current status: moving slower than Atlanta traffic during rush hour, thanks to prosecutor drama that rivals any soap opera. Legal maneuvers more complex than your grandma's secret recipe. Enough paperwork to fill the Georgia Dome. If storage wars met national security, you'd get this case. Here's what went down. Classified documents living it up in Florida. No retirement jokes, please. Security footage mysteriously vanishing. More ghost story than legal tale. Boxes playing musical rooms in a luxury resort. The twist: case dismissed faster than a Florida thunderstorm passes, with appeals court backing it up in November. Talk about a plot twist. But wait, there's more. Like a TV show's extended universe, Trump's facing civil suits that could cost more than a Super Bowl ad campaign. $5 million to eat Jean Carroll, defamation/sexual abuse verdict. 8 pending January 6th related civil suits. Total potential damages: over $500 million. That's billion with a B. Let's tackle the questions that are burning up our comment sections and causing family dinner arguments across America. Trust me, these answers are spicier than your aunt's holiday casserole. Can Trump pardon himself? Imagine having a get-out-of-jail-free card that you wrote yourself. That's essentially what a self-pardon would be. Constitutional scholars are divided on this one, folks, and here's why. The pro-pardon camp says the Constitution doesn't explicitly forbid it. Presidential pardon power is nearly unlimited for federal crimes. Historical precedent suggests broad interpretation of pardon powers. The anti-pardon squad argues it violates the fundamental principle that no one can be their own judge. The Founding Fathers would have explicitly mentioned it if they intended it. It goes against basic democratic principles. But here's the kicker, and pay attention because this is where it gets juicy. State crimes are completely off the table. That New York conviction? It's as pardon-proof as your grandmother's secret recipe. Only Governor Hochul could pardon Trump, and let's just say she's not exactly on his Christmas card list. Think of presidential immunity like a cosmic force field from your favorite superhero movie. Except this one only works for official acts. The 2023 Supreme Court ruling basically gave presidents a legal version of diplomatic immunity, but with more plot twists than a Marvel movie. Let's break it down. Official acts. Protected like Fort Knox. Personal actions. About as protected as a chocolate bar in a heat wave. Campaign activities. It's complicated, isn't everything in politics? Legal experts estimate that without this immunity shield, Trump could have faced up to 91 years in prison just from the federal cases alone. Talk about dodging a bullet. Here's a brain twister that would make Einstein scratch his head. Can we arrest a sitting president? The Department of Justice has a long-standing policy, since 1973, saying, "No way, Jose." Their reasoning: it would be like trying to steer a ship while arresting the captain. Not great for national security. But wait, there's more. State charges are the wild card here. Think about it. Federal charges, currently off limits, mostly. State charges, legal gray area bigger than Texas. Local charges, even more confusing than your local zoning laws. As former Supreme Court Justice Robert Jackson once said, the president's immunity shouldn't turn into a sword to enforce one man's will against the other branches. Deep stuff, right? Remember how Cinderella's carriage turned back into a pumpkin at midnight? That's basically what happens to presidential immunity when the term ends. And boy, does it end fast. Here's what changes. Executive privilege, gone faster than free pizza at a college party. Immunity from prosecution, vanishes like your New Year's resolutions. Legal protection, thinner than a politician's campaign promises. Recent polls show that 67% of legal experts believe former presidents should face the same justice system as everyone else. As one Yale law professor put it, the presidency is not a get-out-of-jail-free card that lasts forever. In his early days as president, Trump handed out pardons like Oprah gives away cars. You get a pardon. You get a pardon. Everybody gets a pardon. Let's look at the numbers. Total pardons, 237. More than some presidents in both terms. Controversial pardons. At least 76 raised ethical concerns. Timing. 116 in his final month alone. Former White House ethics chief Walter Shaub called it the most corrupt use of the pardon power in American history. Folks, we're not just watching history. We're watching the future of American democracy being shaped in real time. These cases are like a legal version of Choose Your Own Adventure, except the ending affects 330 million Americans. Consider these implications. Future presidential power. Will presidents become more cautious or more bold? Democratic accountability. How do we balance power with responsibility? Legal precedent. Are we creating a two-tiered justice system? As one constitutional scholar recently quipped, we're either witnessing the strengthening of American democracy or writing its obituary. No pressure, right?